Okay, are we on everything,
Yes, I
Lisa?
can hear now. Yes, I think we're on. Can everybody see our twin sweaters?
Okay.
Say yes, say twin sweaters if you could see our twin sweaters.
That's what happens when girlfriends go shopping. We
Yes.
found these sweaters at one of my most favorite stores and the
The
loft, right?
yes,
Yes.
yes.
And so we just happened to buy them both. I know, silly at our age, but it was so cool because I really love fall, really love the sweater. And then Lisa said, "Oh, why don't I try one on?" And I said, "Oh, great."
Let's do it.
Wow, it's been a while since we have done a live. So I was just talking to Lisa the other day. It's like, what have I really been doing for the last 6 months? And then I thought, oh, yeah, I planned a major event in my life,
Hello,
like
hello.
getting married.
Not just you.
Oh,
We
I
all planned it
know.
with you. It was a big, big,
Yeah, it
big,
was a
big
big, big
production.
time. So it's been
Yes.
great to be on Instagram and Facebook and see what everyone else is doing amongst the still craziness that we're in. I mean, oh my goodness. I hope you guys are all doing well and kind of just doing your thing amongst all of these changes and rechanges and stuff that's going on in our lives and each of your states. So, anyway, we
Yeah,
took the time to go shopping.
we did. We did. A
Oh,
little
yeah.
shopping therapy, I think we
Yeah.
called it. Yeah.
And then I think the next biggest thing that we're doing, because Chris and I are like, okay, here we're filming another season, and um, I'm like, okay, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing in this season? Like,
What are
what
you
is going
doing?
on in our life? And so
Oh,
it'll be
yeah,
interesting. You guys will have to keep watching.
we will. Well, we thank everyone for signing in today. We wanted to shout out to some friends of ours. First of all, we appreciate Aaron and Nick, our marketing team, Method Agency, Naveed, our wonderful producer, who's on right now making this whole thing happen.
Oh, I
Thank
know,
you,
because
Naveed.
obviously Lisa and I would not be able to make it happen.
No.
So thank you, everyone. Thank you
Yeah.
so, so very much. Oh, yeah, let's do some shout outs just on here. We've got Holland, the Netherlands, Holland. We even have Eastern Kentucky,
Tennessee.
Massachusetts,
Awesome.
and then we have Newark, Ohio.
Oh,
Um, let's see, where else do we have? Oh, Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico,
Brazil.
you guys have faced some really huge challenges over there. I hope you're all doing okay. We got
Mm-hmm.
Evie, Boston High from Michigan,
Oh, I love it.
Pennsylvania, on Canada, Ontario, California, Florida.
Wow, they're going by fast.
I know, Louisville,
Florida,
Kentucky,
Kent,
Connecticut,
Ohio.
North
Woohoo!
Carolina, Michigan, New Jersey. Oh, I was just, you know what, New Jersey, I was
Louisiana.
just reading an update on Real Housewives of New Jersey because I can't remember how to pronounce her name, but she's getting married, or she just got
Oh,
engaged. She just got engaged. So anyway, I
ooh,
can't remember her name now. Well, yeah, we got
all right.
Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio,
Tigard, Oregon.
Georgia. Oh,
Woohoo!
Oregon and Washington, Tacoma, Washington. You know
Yeah.
what is so fun to see a lot of you guys, on this live event because working pumpkin season, I have had the opportunity of meeting all of you, and I know I'm probably going out of script here, Lisa. Sorry about that. But I've had the chance to meet so many of you, and so many of you travel from a variety of places. And a lot of people ask me, well, why are you still here? Or, we're glad you're still at the farm, for
Good
pumpkin season and
questions.
everything. And I will have to tell you this. I mean, I've been part of pumpkin season for a very long time. And the other thing is, I really love meeting all of you. I've said this before a number of times, but truly, once in a while, you get to hear some of these really great stories from you guys
Mm-hmm.
of why you watched the show or how it inspired you at a certain point in your
I love
life, and
hearing that.
all of this stuff. And it also inspires me because Lisa, Deb, and I sometimes take these girl trips, but we don't
Mm-hmm.
do it often enough. or
We have
maybe
to do it
Lisa,
more.
yeah, or maybe Lisa and I will, or whoever. But I'm like, oh wow, that is so cool. You guys
I
do this
know.
yearly, and not come
Yeah.
out to the farm, but they take a girls trip. But
Yeah.
anyway, so seeing all of you guys on this live chat from a variety of places in different countries, I
We
don't know,
love it.
it's kind of exciting, and that's what Lisa and I really want to try and do. It's like incorporate you
Yeah.
into this chat somehow as
Build a
best we
community.
can. And that's why we're going to be answering some questions that some of you guys had.
When we
So
get
as
there.
we do shout outs, I want to give a big shout out to our friend Deb.
Deb.
So hi
Hey,
Deb,
Deb.
thanks.
Hey.
And then Debbie, if you want to ask a question, text Lisa.
Oh no,
And
don't text
then,
me because then I have to stop my
oh, do
Instagram.
you? Oh
Yes,
yeah, that's right.
put it in
Oh
the chat.
dear.
Maybe Naveed can look for
Yeah,
it.
put it in the chat. The oh yeah, Lake something. The other person I want to give a big shout out to, because thank you all of my Michiganders for being on here. But Kay is my pen pal. Back in
Oh
the day, I was
yes.
in fifth grade. She was in sixth grade, but she's on or going to be on. So, and
Awesome.
she lives in the Bay City area. So, hi Kay, thank
Didn't she come
you.
to the wedding?
Yeah, she came to the
I
wedding.
met her. I met
And
her.
she brought a granddaughter with her, and so that was
She
really
was
fun.
so nice. Yes.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Look at we got Texas, Iowa, Essex. Are we
Sharon
Essex?
from
Is that England?
Oregon.
Chile.
Let's
Whenever
see.
I think of Chile now, I think of my daughter-in-law Isabel, because her family, her dad's side of the family, are Chileans. Or is that what you say, Chile?
Yes.
They're from
Yeah.
Chile. So,
Chilean.
yeah, Chileans. That's a better way. Oh
Yeah.
dear.
Hey, I want to say hi to Chastity Mayfield. Someone said to say a shout out to her.
Oh
So
yeah.
Sherry Fox. Who else do we have on here? They're
Well, we
going by
got some
so
other
fast.
people like Ruth Smith from North Carolina.
Yep.
Special shout out to an LPBW fan. So thank you.
Cool. Carrie Brace from Northern California. Shout out.
And Scott Cerrito from Arizona.
Hey, Scott. Thanks for joining us. Susan Worth from Texas.
And then we have Gloria Renner from Connecticut.
Do you
So
know
we
who
got people
Gloria?
all over the place.
Do you
So
know who Gloria Renner is?
why
She
is that
is
name
the
familiar?
author of that children's book that she just sent
Oh,
me.
yeah.
Yes.
Can we go into that story? We have to wait.
Um,
We'll
go for
wait.
it. Oh yeah, we'll wait. We'll wait.
One
Okay,
thing
let's.
that I one thing that I appreciate Lisa for, and I give her a lot of grief because my style is, I don't know, I just don't want to be confined. But Lisa is so organized, and she gets these questions and these notes, and we go back and forth as to, well, what do we want to talk about? And basically, it's light conversation, it's chit chat, because we just feel like there's enough out there that, frankly, I get a little depressed over
I
hearing the
know.
news and just
Yes.
all of the stuff that is continuing going on, and especially in our community. And I'm sure you're wherever you guys may be. So we kind of just want to keep this light and fun, hopefully, and a
Yeah.
little bit of chit chat, what's going on in our lives, but maybe it could be relative to yours. So really, this is just a fun live event.
Yeah. Yeah. So I can't believe it's been almost 2 months since your wedding. What in the world?
Okay.
What
I love
in
it
the
when
world?
Lisa says that because she's copying me. What in the
I
world?
am. That is
Well,
yours.
but the thing is, it is what in the world? I mean, I feel like Chris and I just got married yesterday. You take months and months of planning, and I forgot how fast that day went.
You got married August 28th, 2021.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
And I forget how fast the day goes, because when your kids are getting married, you help with all the planning, but the day of, you can mingle, you can talk with everyone, family members, friends, and all this stuff. But the bride and groom, oh my goodness. I was like, and forgive me, I'm not sure if Italians or if you're Jewish or if you're Greek or whatever you may do during these big celebrations, but I feel like it seems like they last longer than a day. I wanna do that. I wish my wedding lasted longer than a day. Can we do a wedding weekend?
Well, you kind of did though. You did the rehearsal dinner on Friday. You had your
Yeah.
wedding Saturday and you had a brunch Sunday at your house. So you really did have a weekend.
Well, but
You
I still
did.
wanted to see so many of our friends that came that I didn't really have a chance to maybe have a few sentence conversation and say, "Hey, hi, great, good to see you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming." And then I didn't see much of Chris's family, which I felt so bummed about.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it was a
It just was
lovely, lovely day.
it was beautiful but very busy and you had to
It
stay on track to
was.
get the photos done,
Well,
the
and the funny thing
ceremony.
is, I was up by 7.
Oh
I
yeah.
felt like for sure I had time,
Oh yeah. Okay.
but the wedding day was absolutely beautiful. It was really the look of it was really what I had vaguely anticipated or wanted or pictured.
Yes.
And I think, you know, I had a few days before and a day of wedding planner, and she was fantastic, very businesslike, but she got it done. She helped
Shout
out
out to
wherever, she
Liz.
stayed late, everything.
Yes. Yes. You'll
And
see
then,
her on the
because
special.
I'm not sure I could really have someone just do it all.
Mm.
I would like my hands involved. Like it's a part of me. It's a part of Chris
Yeah.
and I want
Personal.
people to know that.
Well, when you had described to Deb and I, because we pretty much took what your ideas were and tried
Yeah,
to implement that. And then the day of, we had Liz manage all that, which she did
yeah,
an awesome job.
yeah,
Shout out to Liz. So thank you
yeah.
for that. But Deb and I were putting together these flowers. You said, I want wheat, I want lavender, I want
Oh
baby's
yeah,
breath,
on the
I want
archway.
all this stuff. And we're like, okay, like, do we put baby's breath over here, the lavender here? And I just took the bunches and I started layering them down and I squished it all together. And Deb goes, that looks great. And so we put those on the arches. That was funny because we're like, this is what she wanted. We didn't picture it, but when it all came together, it was close
I
to it.
know. And
Hopefully,
you
it
guys
was
did
good for you.
perfect.
Well,
So my big question, like Chris and I planned to get married in 2021
mhm.
because we got engaged the day after my birthday in September in 2019. Because and again, I mentioned this before, because so much was going on in my life, I thought, I don't want to start planning a wedding. We
Yeah,
just need to embrace these changes that are happening in both our lives in different ways. And let's just kind of rest and, settle things down all in
yeah,
2020. Who thought COVID was going to be around then? And then I
yes,
thought, oh, phew, we're going to plan it for 2021. We should be perfectly fine. Um, but then I also anticipated, unfortunate, I don't know if any of you guys out there had this happen to you, but so many people canceled in 2020 because we either couldn't gather with that many people, even if it was outside, but most of these weddings are probably inside, and the amount of people that people invited. So, I mean, brides, these poor brides and
I
vendors and
know.
everything were canceling all over the place because
Yeah,
of this whole COVID thing. And I knew that by moving it to 2021, oh, people either have already done it, even if it totally changed in 2020, or they moved everything in 2021. And that's where, you saw last season. And
yeah.
Chris, we don't have a lot of time. We
But
don't
you were
have a lot
pretty
of
much
time.
aced out of any opportunities at any other venues. They were
Oh,
all
yeah.
booked because
Yeah.
everything rolled over from 2020.
Yeah.
So I'm sure a lot of people experienced that and had to modify what they were doing. Some people didn't even get married at a venue, they just did a
No.
quiet wedding and then
Yeah.
do a
Just with a few people.
celebration. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, and
totally
then look at
understand.
2021. Now we're faced with still COVID in a different way, but so many people felt restricted or whatever. So I'm very grateful that we were able to have our wedding and we had it at Roloff Farms, which
Yes.
was definitely an awesome plan B. I
It
didn't
was
have to have our wedding and a reception and undecorate all in one day, which I don't even know how people do that.
Right, right.
Um, Especially when a lot of the decorations is yourself because it's an outside venue.
Yeah, but
But
you did
anyway,
take the chairs from the ceremony and moved them over to the reception. You did do some things.
oh, I know, but I
Yeah,
mean, like I
but
said, that's a lot of work
a
though.
lot of work, a lot of
And
work.
my kids and my nephew and my nieces, my they all helped move those chairs and a lot of the guys. So I,
It
I
was
was very,
awesome.
very appreciative of how everyone chipped in and just to make this wonderful day. So
What was one of your
if you
favorite
guys are
moments?
getting married, I hope your wedding plans have gone well or have gotten married. And I think if you're thinking about 2022, all I can say is people are going to appreciate being there because these are people that mean a lot to you. So don't stress over too much that all the decorations didn't get there, or you didn't do this right or this, because that's what I did. I
Yeah.
never thought I'd be that kind of person, but I was
Okay.
kind of like wanting it great for Chris, but wanting it great for everyone that came too. So
Well, someone on here just called me, even though I was a negative Nancy and not wanting you to have it on the farm. I will admit, I just wanted you to have a clean slate and not have
yeah,
any pressure. But as you
yeah.
guys will watch, probably November, I think the new wedding special
Yeah, I think the
will be
wedding,
coming
oh, I
out.
would love it if you guys all watch, but
Yeah, it was
and
beautiful. And
yeah,
I made comments, but it was always up to Amy. I never did I ever come to you and say, "Oh, you shouldn't do it here," or those
no.
kinds of things. I think camera captured that on some of the
Well, not
episodes.
directly, but you did
Yeah,
have your thoughts and opinions, but I
I
thought,
did.
no,
I did. But once you made the
yeah.
decision,
It's like
that was it.
we're on the train.
We're on the train. We're on the train. Well, what were one of your
as you
favorite
as you would
moments?
say, the baby is coming.
The baby is coming.
Isn't
So
that
what
what you
were
say?
I always say that. So
Yeah.
what was one of your favorite moments of the wedding?
Well, I think one of the favorite, tell you the truth, is when I walked out the door and walked out the barn doors and saw my dad there. It's like I knew it's one of those moments where your eye line just goes to specific things and
Yes.
everything else is around there, like all the people that came to the wedding and everything.
Yes. Yes.
My eye went directly to my father, and then once I met him, it went directly to Chris. It's like I didn't even focus on everyone there. It was just
It
like
was just there for
the two very important men in my life, my
yes.
father, obviously, and then
Absolutely.
Chris, getting married to him. Oh, you guys will have to watch it. He
Yes.
just looked
Okay.
absolutely so handsome. I was like, I'm used to seeing him in sweats and a sweatshirt and a ball cap or, very casual. But to see him
Yes.
in his suit and everything, I just thought, wow. Well,
So
I
he
didn't say
didn't
what kind of suit.
well, we all know now it wasn't a
Well, yeah, because
floor
some pictures have been out
Hawaiian.
there.
It wasn't a Hawaiian shirt.
Well, we'll have to see what they showed at rehearsal
Yeah.
because that was
Right,
crazy.
right. We all kind of thought Chris was going to be nervous, but don't you think he just stepped up and owned that wedding? It was his wedding, too.
Oh, I think he was very nervous, but I didn't get to see that part because he was in the groom's area
Yeah,
and stuff
but
like that.
during the
And
ceremony, he owned it. I
oh
mean,
yeah, he did.
it was beautiful. It was
I was
beautiful.
almost like the one crumbling, thinking, "Oh my gosh."
That was
But
later, but we'll talk about
yeah, yeah,
that. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. How did
But in regards
Jack?
to nervousness, I was a little nervous. It's like, man, I'm doing this the second time. Like,
Yeah,
what in the world?
yeah.
So
That
anyway,
day when we were just, getting dressed, I'm like, wow, she's actually doing this. And it's like, did she have to do this? Did she want to do this? And because you and I talked about, oh my gosh, it's just here already. And it was beautiful for both of you. It was a perfect day. I have to say it was a perfect day.
oh, I thought so
Perfect
too.
day.
I mean, the weather, everything. I mean, it was really nice.
Yeah.
So
Someone
anyway,
just said you're glowing on here. Uh, oh,
well, I
so
just hope that those of you that are getting married, I hope the day goes well, but I
yes.
also hope you realize that the day is just a day that leads to a life of adventure and a relationship that will continually need work, have fun, lots of love, forgiveness, communication. Um, you know, it's it's like I look at a marriage relationship like joy. You can still have joy in a very challenging situation because that joy is more inner. So the love that you have for someone should be more inner and not just what the moment makes you feel like. So,
Right,
anyway,
right.
I wish you all the best, you guys out there who
Yeah.
are planning a wedding, getting married, or just recently got married, especially
Um,
if it's your second time.
how did Jackson and Ember do? What did you think of Jackson and Ember at the wedding?
Well, the one thing that I was really bummed about was that I was waiting in the barn, but I did not really get to see them walk because I'm not out
Oh,
there.
right,
So
right.
I was really bummed that I
You're
did
gonna have
not
to
get to
watch the
see.
special.
I know that I really didn't get to see that part of it, but they, from what I heard and from what I've seen, they were fantastic. They were
Yes,
great. Jackson was very matter of fact. Amber did great at
confident.
just, tossing the
She
flowers
was,
out and
yeah, it was
they,
darling.
yeah,
It was
they were
darling.
fantastic. I was very excited.
Do you think you'll be changing your last name? A lot of people are asking that question. Let's get that settled right now.
I know, isn't that kind of funny?
I
But I
know.
think that's a natural question to ask.
Hmm.
Publicly, I probably will always be known as Amy Roloff. But legally, behind the scenes, what I would call it more behind the scenes kind of stuff, I will be known as Amy Roloff Merrick, meaning hyphen.
I like
And the
that.
reason I did that was because, my kids, ha- their last names are Roloff, except for my daughter, because she got married. But my grandkids, a lot of their names are Roloff. So I wanted to have still that connection, or they feel like they still have that connection. And I had talked to Chris about it and stuff like that, and he was perfectly fine with that. So yeah.
Yeah, I think
Um,
that's good. Good. And what about honeymoon plans?
well, I don't know. Should I say it publicly?
Well, you don't have to
Well,
say
if you
where you're
see
going.
me in Maui, in Hawaii, in November,
I was
just
going to
say
say
hi.
Hawaii.
Oh, well, I'll be in Maui, coming up here in a couple of weeks. So,
And I was going there first for my 60th birthday. And so you're crashing my birthday and I'm crashing your
no, I
honeymoon.
think the honeymoon is a little more than your birthday.
But I
It
had
is your
it there
60th,
first.
though.
Oh, just throw that out there. I'm gonna be 6-0, big 6-0.
Hey, you guys, if it's freezing on your end, we're not really sure because Lisa and I are doing fine here. So
Hmm.
we are really not sure
Yeah.
from that. So anyway,
Okay.
yeah. So listen, if any of you guys have gone to Hawaii recently, let me know how it is because I have a feeling it's going to be quite crowded.
But
Booking
I'm
things and
excited.
everything, and I think everyone thought we were going to be kind of more over this whole COVID thing, but
I thought so too, but
I think it's going to be lingering with us for life. Tell you the truth.
yeah, yeah. Well, one thing we kind of skipped over during the introduction today is how do you like these mason jars? These were party favors at Amy's wedding.
Yeah,
So
Chris
Chris
thought of this.
so
He
Chris
wanted some.
did get to pick his
Yes.
own party favor.
So
And
that.
we're going to give away 4 of these, one for Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. So at the end, I'm going to give you a code, and you can put the code in at the end of our show, and we will select 4 winners. So 4 of you will get these glasses. And not that it's a giveaway, but for everyone who is so negative on the rock thing, this is kind of what it looked like. And it was amazing. These were Amy's rocks. I
Oh,
can show
yeah.
that, right? Can I
Oh,
show that?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, there was a
People
question on
loved
here.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was a question on here, what people thought, and they were all different. They were all a variety of colors and stuff like that. And I am just so glad I stuck to my confidence and my guns on this one
Yes.
because Chris was like, rocks. Why are we giving people rocks? And then I think Deb and Lisa didn't have that kind of reaction,
No, we
but they're
loved
like,
it.
how many rocks are we going to have to paint? Like what? Like,
Yeah.
how are we going to
So
get that done?
I think
I
I have
think
one
overall it
handy.
probably took us um, 4 full days, and I did a lot of them myself, but they helped tremendously. But everyone loved the rocks.
And you finished. Yeah, you spray paint over them, spray painted
Yeah.
or whatever the
Yep.
sealant. But it says, thanks to you. Thank you for celebrating with us, Amy and Chris, 8/28/2021. So I have a question. Should Deb and Amy and I paint more of these rocks and put them on our shop, our Amy Roloff's little kitchen shop? Just a
A
question.
DIY.
A DIY. Would you
Well,
guys
I
buy
like
these
things
for
that
a
are
small amount?
I like things that are personable, and I really wanted to, have a wedding favor, whether it be a note or something, but
So
that can be
cute.
lost. But this rock, I thought it didn't matter
Yeah,
if people gave it away. A
yeah,
lot of times people go on hikes and just place it somewhere,
yeah.
or or they can put it in a planter, they can put it in their garden. I have, and you can paint bigger ones too. And I
Yeah.
have the few that I have lined up. They're right in front on this little table right in front of our TV. So yeah.
Yeah.
So the
So
rocks were a
anyway,
big hit,
maybe
and
we
I
could
knew they would
make
be.
them, maybe we could paint them and then the proceeds we get could go to charity or something.
Oh
That would be
gosh,
kind
yes,
of fun.
yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
We
if
could
you
do that
guys,
as a Christmas thing too.
yeah. So because we had so much fun getting together and painting them because each one was hand painted and we just all kind of said, okay, we'll do
Well, I
something
think
with
the I
hearts
think the
and
one thing we have so much fun doing it because I think overall we're kind of like those people. We like doing things. We like hands-on,
yeah.
and when you get creative, that's why I think we both agree on this one, Lisa. The arts, whether it be music, whether it be visual art, chalk, painting, whatever it may be, is very important in the schools because when
Yeah.
we were doing this, it gave just such a different outlet of the stress of planning the wedding, and here
Yes.
we're doing painted
Yes,
rocks.
we're
I
sitting in
mean,
your backyard, having a
yeah.
little cocktail, relaxing, just kind of keeping it down so you weren't so stressed and just sitting
But
there
each one of
painting.
us also had our own different style to it. Like you and Deb paired with each other a little bit in the sense of,
Yeah,
you did part of the rock and Deb finished it off. You each did your own and,
yeah, yeah. Like
stuff like
on this
that.
one, I painted the background and just the hearts, and then Deb put all the dots and put little
Okay, hang on,
hearts around.
hang on.
Okay, good. Show some more. So I was kind of more of the abstract. Deb was more of the detailed. And then Amy also she used a lot of different colors. I was more of the purple, golds, pinks. And Amy was more of some of the primary colors. Let's see yours.
I'm back. I know we're probably talking way too much on these rocks, but see?
Oh, yeah, that was one of Amy's. See her colors? So it was all fun.
See? So anyway,
Very cool. All right. Enough on the rock. Some people are like,
yeah.
oh, brother. But
Well, I was
anyway,
very proud of those because not so many people, but a few people were like,
yeah.
"Oh, rocks! Why are you doing rocks?"
They
I'm
turned
like,
out
because
fantastic.
rocks are so like they have such a part of my life,
That's what
not
people are
only by
saying on
faith,
here.
because Christ Jesus is the rock. I grew up in Michigan, so many lake rocks. In fact, was it this year? I think so. When I went out in June, I think, yeah, and saw my dad, Lake Superior, lake rocks. People go hunting for rocks on Lake Superior.
Wow.
And so I thought, oh my gosh, this really is a thing. And
Right.
then,
Yeah.
I don't know, Chris and I, our
The
little bit
heart
of
shaped
history, or
rocks. You guys would
yeah,
go out and take walks and look for
yeah,
heart shaped rocks. And that's
yep.
your ring. Oh,
And
show
that's
them
why
your
I
ring.
know.
Oh, can you show it? Yeah.
I think I can. See
So
that?
Chris designed
And
that.
that's why we painted hearts on them.
Yeah. Anyway, so you'll see more about that in the episode coming
Okay,
up.
enough
All
of
right,
that.
next. Okay, let's go to questions from the fans.
Okay. Fire away, Lisa. Fire away.
Page 3.
Oh, you are so bad.
I'm just doing that to get you because you go, don't tell what pages we're on.
I know.
I had to. Okay, why don't you ask the first question? Or you want me to ask you? Uh, I should
Well,
probably.
yeah, this is from
Okay.
Kelly Holland
Mulholland.
on IG.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about going on a U.S. tour? I'd love to see or hear you speak in person.
You know what? I would be thrilled if I was even asked to go on a USO tour. Not only being asked, but it's the reason you're being asked. I know a lot of military people do watch our show, or TLC, I should say, and obviously our show's on TLC. Just because of what these men and women have committed to and sacrificed for. What?
I think they just meant on a tour, not a USO tour.
Oh. Sorry, guys. I thought you meant the USO tour. Would I ever go on a US tour, United States? Oh,
Like tour and
absolutely.
speak. Yeah. Okay.
Number one,
Sorry, I
I
snorted.
love to travel. And number two, I think one of the things I would mainly speak about in a variety of different ways is overcoming more of what I would say personal challenges, not necessarily work challenges or whatever, because sometimes in order to overcome those challenges, you kind of have to overcome your own personal challenges first so that you have the confidence and the wherewithal and the ability to go out there and ask or not be afraid to take those risks and
Right.
know in your heart that what you're doing is right, even if some people don't see it, even if you lose what you think, you should have or whatever. So, and then an MVP.
Yeah.
MVP is all about you matter, you have value and purpose. And I think that can be shown in a variety of ways, whether you're an adult or a youth, especially high schoolers and junior hires. So,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
US
Perfect.
tour, here we
I
come.
know. Okay. What are your, oh,
Maybe.
this is
Well,
from,
the thing is, a US tour, I wouldn't mind partnering, with other people too.
yeah. No, that would be cool. Okay, we've got an Instagram fan who says, "What are your plans for Thanksgiving and Christmas?" Those are good
One thing I
questions.
want to add to that question before, Lisa and I have talked about that a lot, doing a road trip, going
Yes.
in a like an RV place and hitting a lot of the small towns area
Yep.
and stuff and just showing up, doing something good in the community and then just having a talk afterwards. But anyway,
Yeah. No. Wait. Let's just elaborate on that a little bit because what I think is what would be great is if there is a nonprofit out there that's needing some help, maybe raising some funds.
mhm,
If we were driving through the state and stopped there and helped with their fundraising,
mhm.
and then, like you said, maybe it's a Q&A, that would be fun. That would be fun. Anyway, that was my thing. Okay, we'll go
Yeah,
back.
no, I think that's great. I think that's
Okay.
great. Yeah.
Okay, what are your
Okay.
plans for Thanksgiving and Christmas? I think we could wear these sweaters on Thanksgiving. Don't you think these would be
Oh, I
good
think
Thanksgiving
so.
questions? Oh, so
Listen, these sweaters are soft.
I love them. I
I
love
bought them
mine.
we bought them at the Loft. I
A
tell you,
lot.
it's one of my favorite stores.
Yeah.
I know a lot of you guys may shop online. I'm still trying to get a handle of how to do that because I still physically like going into a store. But yes, love it. Thanksgiving, of course.
And we've done this before. We have purchased
Oh
twin
yeah.
clothing before. And I think part of it's
Do you
just
still have that
sisterhood.
black shirt with the white
Yes, with the
collar and the
white collar.
pearls? Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I think just it's kind of a sisterhood thing. I was
I
only
think so
child
too.
growing up. We
Yeah.
You're in Michigan. You don't have a lot of your Michigan friends here, and it just kind of it's
Yeah.
just fun. Oh, and we have the matching earrings. Someone said, yeah, and these
Well,
are
this
on
is
our
from Amy
store.
Roloff's Little Kitchen, by the way,
Yeah.
people.
Yep.
because I
You can get
love
these
my
on their
earrings.
store.
Some
All
people
right.
like shoes. I love earrings.
Amy loves earrings for sure.
Well, the one thing I want to, make a comment about Thanksgiving, and it's kind of a bummer that we often think about it during this kind of month. A lot of our area, not only where we live, but I'm sure across the country, is to, if you've got any time or any resources to give to those organizations that are really helping out families that find themselves homeless or
Mhm.
families that are struggling financially. And some of these organizations are providing, that wonderful Thanksgiving dinner for them that we are so graciously able to provide for ourselves. So really just I'm just kind of bummed about the news right now because I know there's a lot going on, but so much just seems to be so heavy and such a downer and so overwhelming
I
that
know.
often when that happens, we end up not doing anything, but there's still people that are hurting. And so if you have an organization in your area, in your community, even help your kids,
Yes.
maybe pack up, do that house cleaning before the Christmas gift giving and stuff like that, and help them to say, hey, you know what? You may not be playing with this toy or something right now, but someone else is going to love
Right.
having this and the joy of playing with that too. So
I love
Thanksgiving
that.
to me is obviously not only thanking being appreciative of that wonderful delicious overstuffed dinner, because when you think about it, Thanksgiving was really about how the pilgrims were thanking the Native Americans in all of their help on helping them survive in this brand new territory that they had nothing and no idea about. But anyway,
Yes.
so that's what
Yes.
Thanksgiving reminds me of, just being appreciative of family, of friends, what
Especially
we're,
now with everything,
yeah.
like you said, that's going on. I just had a friend pass of COVID, and the ceremony we went to yesterday, memorial for him, was everybody said what a kind and gentle person he
Hmm.
was. And if we could take 1 minute, 1 hour, one day during the holidays and reach out to somebody else and try to, again, volunteer, give a meal, just reach out, see what people
And
need.
it
I
can be
think,
for a neighbor. It doesn't have to be for
yes,
some for an organization
charity.
or a
Oh,
nonprofit, but
so
obviously
many neighbors,
they could definitely use your help.
so
But
many neighbors.
your neighbor, even a family member, or even a friend who may be going through a difficult time, I think it is very rewarding, more than you may think, when you get outside of your box, out of your
Hmm.
comfort zone, or even sacrifice a little bit of your time in order to do something for someone else. I
Yeah.
have been really thinking about that lately, probably in the last year or two. And I think both Lisa and I have, as we ended Amy Roloff's Charity Foundation over a year ago, um, that desire to still want to contribute and help
Yes.
in some way is
Yes.
still strong. And I'm trying to find out, where do I want to be? Like, what can I do
Yeah.
to do something? But anyway, that's
Yes.
what Thanksgiving
And
and the Christmas season reminds me of, is to not only this time, but what else can you do when January, February, and March come along, which
right.
are very, very tough, months. So
Right, right.
anyway,
Not just during the holidays. Well, I
so what
wanted
was
to,
the actual question?
what are you doing for Thanksgiving? Sounds like you and I are both on the same page that
Mhm.
we want to try and give to the community in any
Well, I
way we
think
can.
one of the
And
things
Christmas.
I think one of the things I may be doing is we haven't gone to Idaho, I think, in a while, it seems. So we may go to Idaho for a few days and visit with Chris's family. But I
Perfect.
also have two grandbabies that are
On the
going to
way.
be born during November and December. And
Yes. Yes.
so and a honeymoon and the holidays.
It never stops for you. I have to say it never stops. That's right. You have two new babies coming,
Yes.
Thanksgiving, then Christmas. It's going to be a beautiful time. Beautiful time.
And so This is
Okay.
going to be this is going to be a busy holiday, but also a wonderfulness. And so, what I will try and do is not to be so busy that you don't take time to breathe and appreciate what all of
Right.
this means. So,
Yes. Someone wanted to know who's having the baby. So if you haven't been kind of
well,
watching
follow
the
them on
social
their
media,
Instagram. Yeah, follow them on their Instagram. Isabel, my daughter in law, who is married to my youngest son, Jacob,
it's her
and Jeremy
first.
and Audrey are
Perfect.
expecting their third.
Yeah. Awesome. We're so excited. We had a great little
Yeah.
shower for Isabel and had a fun day. So
Um,
okay. I wanted to do a shout out to Brian Cole Music. He's awesome. He's been a supporter of ours. Dan Bertoni from Pittsburgh. And then if we can do a prayer for Richard Stark, he's having some health issues right now. So I just wanted to throw those things in there. He's been a great supporter of the Charity Foundation and very kind. So,
yeah,
um,
Richard, I'm so sorry. We will keep you in our thoughts and prayers because you're a wonderful, awesome guy. He lives in
yes,
the New York area. And
yes,
so,
yeah.
yeah.
So anyway, I want to say a prayer for him. So. All right. We have Jamie Cool who asks, "What is your favorite thing to cook for Thanksgiving?"
You know, because it's usually just my kids, I think there was one Thanksgiving where I had a lot of the family, like Tori's family that came over, and so it was more of what I used to what I grew up with, meaning, like I would make the turkey, maybe the mashed potatoes and the gravy, and maybe the stuffing, where other people would bring over the sides and maybe the desserts. So
Mm,
when I had Tori and some of her family over, and then all of my kids and everything, it was more like that. But I would have to say the majority of my Thanksgivings have just been with my family as I raise the kids. So it's been the typical just mashed potatoes, gravy, turkey,
yum.
a vegetable. I usually made a jello, uh,
Mm.
like salad type of thing.
A molded Jello salad or
Well, I would just say in a bowl or not the bun
the
style
molded?
thing.
Okay. Okay.
Um, And so, but then as they got older, I incorporated stuffing because that's a little more seasoned and everything. And then Molly, she was the expert. She did because I particularly don't like sweet potatoes, and neither
Oh.
does Chris. So
Oh.
Molly made the sweet potatoes, and they were so good with the marshmallow and
Ooh.
all of that stuff.
Ooh.
So she did that.
What a
And then I
great
usually
tradition.
made a, pumpkin pie and maybe an apple pie. But I tell you, if you look on Amy Roloff's little kitchen, I think I did it. If not, I'm going to do it. I can't remember if I have the recipe on there now.
Which
But I
one?
made these, mini pecan pie things, like little
Oh,
mini like
gee.
in a muffin thing.
Ooh, Naveed, you have to look that up for us.
Well, I'll look it up because I can't remember if I made it, but if not, I'm gonna make it because I particularly never liked pecan pie. But I tell you, these little mini pecan pie type of things, love them. So I will be making that along with pumpkin pie. But if I don't have it over there at Amy Roloff's little kitchen, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and do it. And so you guys can kind of have a version of pecan pie.
Cool.
So, what do
All
I
right.
like to make? I think having
Yes.
a good turkey that's not dried out, having good mashed potatoes, and a good gravy. Perfect. And besides, Chris will be happy.
Oh, that'll be good. Something's happening with my something here. I don't know. Um, I think Naveed might have blocked my chat for some reason. I don't know. Something's not letting me see the chat. So hopefully we can get that fixed while we're. Uh,
Well, that or you
well,
might have clicked something.
it said that. Yeah. Anyway, I'll
But
check and
anyway,
see
let's
what.
go.
Let's go. Keep going. Okay. So, do you have a good spaghetti recipe, and what do you put in it?
Well, did I make something on Amy Roloff's little kitchen regarding that? I'm not sure. But the one thing that I do,
Not
that
yet.
I recently made that you guys will see on Amy Roloff's Little Kitchen, because I got to send over the video and Naveed will kind of edit it for me. And I made it's ziti, you know, the pasta noodle ziti. Well, I'll tell you, I went to the grocery store, could not find that noodle anywhere. Three different brands, nothing. Went to another store, nothing. I said, you know what? I'm going to call this baked pasta. I think that's a better name for it. So instead of the ziti noodle,
Wait for
Ziti,
it. Yeah.
okay,
Wait for it. Wait
let,
for it.
let me
What's the
make sure
word?
I don't obliterate this
What's
word.
the word? Wait for it.
Um,
Number
mustard.
7.
Oh gosh,
Number 7.
I know. Hang on. Mastracciole. Mastracciole. Is that right? Mastracciole?
Mustaccioli. Like
Mustacciole.
like penne except smooth, no ridges.
Yeah, and penne can have smooth or ridges on that pasta, and it's cut at an angle. And I read up, well, okay, Google maybe, but I read up on there are different regions that had a reason why they created different pasta styles, like different shapes and stuff like that. So we are just going to call this baked pasta, but okay. The one thing I liked
Mm.
about this baked pasta is you're combining almost spaghetti and lasagna in one casserole dish.
Oh my
I'm from
gosh.
the Midwest. Casserole dishes were like king. You know,
Cheese,
there was
sauce,
a lot of
pasta.
church functions, you know,
Oh my God.
gatherings and all that stuff. But anyway,
Yummy, yummy. Okay.
so I don't know. It's just, you know,
Yummy. Those are all comfort foods for this time of the year. I love
but you're
it.
going to
I love
find
it.
that at Amy Roloff's Little Kitchen. I just have to send over the recipe and video to Naveed.
Sweet. Okay, one last question. Amy, are you going to write a recipe book? It would be nice. Tell us tell them what
Okay,
we're doing.
you
We
know,
have one.
doing another recipe book was, you know, very daunting to me. Um, I, I, I have a very, very small team, and writing that book and cooking and doing the photography and everything right now is pretty a one woman show, and that's me. And so, what I have done, because I can do it in little chunks, if you go to Amy Roloff's Little Kitchen or amyjroloff.com, I've got a recipe, an ebook. I guess, no, what would you call it,
Yeah, it's
Lisa?
an ebook. It's a downloadable cookbook.
So I have a first cookbook that's like a downloadable. You get the video and the recipe, and then we're going to kind of rearrange this so you can kind of combine it in a package. And so it's like a book. And but you also can, when you do this, subscribe to it on my YouTube channel and all that other stuff. You can print out the recipe too, but then I have a recipe book number two. So I have one and two over
Yeah,
at
we
Amy
have.
Roloff's Little Kitchen.
Can't wait. So you can go on there and probably during Black Friday or for
Yeah.
holidays, that cookbook too will come out.
Well, we might do a whole big package that you can, you know, give it
Yeah,
to someone or buy it yourself and
subscribe or cool.
all that stuff.
Okay.
So,
What
but the whole point though is eventually taking these recipes, I might put it in a printable form of a recipe book. But for now, it's over on my website or my YouTube channel.
awesome. Okay. Let's go on to celebrating fall. What are some of the favorite things you like to do during the fall?
Oh, you know what I miss about the fall? I miss taking hikes. This year just got away from us. I miss taking hikes. I am a kid at heart. I don't mind like raking up a whole pile of leaves and just running right through them. Um, I l- when I was um, I just recently went. Oh yeah, in September I recently went out to see my dad in Michigan and stuff, and it rained the whole time. Of course, my brother
Oh,
goes out there just after me, and it's all bright sunshine. They're going up north, up to the cabin up in the UP, and I'm like, oh brothers. But my one thing that I really wanted to do was stop by a local cider mill. And the local cider mill, we're talking real cider. We're talking real apple cider. Like it's not processed, not the alcohol kind, but just a real apple cider. It's not processed or anything. It's in the refrigerator. Oh, you could just taste the fresh apple. And of course, you got to get donuts there. So that's what my
Ooh,
dad and I did. So I remember doing that as a kid. I remember going to this park and just walking, and seeing all the fall colors and um, just the fall leaves, just really simple stuff. And I'm sure if we took a trip or a road trip up to Mount Hood, no, not Mount Hood, Hood River area and stuff like that, we could probably see some of that. So I just
very.
like looking at the colors and being
I
outdoors
know.
and a walk, that
And
cool, crisp.
kind of like these colors, just fall
Yes,
colors and leaves
yes,
and part of that.
yeah.
So, okay, I have a good one for you. Have you made any kind of fall desserts? I think you might have one right there in front of you that you've been working on.
Well, you'll soon find this on Amy Roloff's Little Kitchen, but I really did. You'll see like a blooper on it too because I really messed up, but I fixed it. But I did make a apple pear cranberry tart, which I really really love. The
Mm,
sweetness
mm,
of the pears and the apples with the little tartness of the cranberries, absolutely loved it. But the
love
crust,
that.
but the crust is a little different. It's not like a tart that you would think of. It's more of like a crostini tart. So
Oh,
anyway, oh, you guys,
okay.
everyone has their own recipe for a pumpkin pie, but I'm not sure if everyone has a recipe for pumpkin cheesecake. And it's just a little variation from a regular cheesecake, but oh, look at this.
Oh, how
I
does
want to
that
make sure it
smell?
doesn't slide off the plate.
Oh my gosh, it looks perfect.
Okay.
How does it smell?
Well,
Mm,
I made this recipe. Chris and
mm.
I had a little bit of it, but I thought, Chris, we can't eat this whole thing. So I took half of it and gave it to Jeremy and Audrey to have them try it. They loved it. So I absolutely felt happy about that. And then I sent Naveed the video and the recipe, and I forgot to take photos. So I had to make another one. Oh, gee
Well,
whiz,
you
golly.
you and I had the last piece
Oh,
Monday
yes,
when
that's
I was
right.
there because we did a cooking segment with
Yeah.
fans from the show, and yeah, but the that is fantastic. You guys
Yeah.
have to watch for that to come out that
So
recipe
normally
because
what I would do, I usually don't decorate the cheesecake because
mhm.
people are different, but I do have homemade whipped cream. You can decorate it with whipped cream around it and put like sauteed like sugary pecans on here. But some
Mm,
people don't like pecans, so I really left it plain, and then
yeah.
that way you can do your own thing
Oh,
on the
we had it
decorating part.
plain with just some whipped cream, and you and I
Yeah.
shared that piece. It was so delicious.
Because
So
sometimes, or
can't wait.
even, oh, you know what's even a good on this too would be like whipped cream with a like kind of like a bourbon
Ye-
caramel sauce just drizzled over it. Oh, you
Oh,
guys,
you're making me hungry.
this cheesecake is so tempting me right now.
Oh
But we're
yeah,
having friends over tomorrow, so I'm going to save it for when
put
they
it in the
come.
fridge. Perfect, perfect. Well, let's talk about this last Monday. We made clam chowder with fans
Yeah.
with Cooking with Amy. So once a month, about we're trying to reach out to fans on social media. So look
If
for
anyone's
the invite.
interested, yeah.
Yeah, look for the invites out there. But we usually take four people or four couples, or you and your friend making a
And
couple,
we do a
and
Zoom call. Yeah.
Zoom call, and you made the best clam chowder I've ever had.
Yeah.
That was we because I came over to your house and
Yeah.
helped be the sous chef. Oh
And
my god!
one of the things I love about soup is that I love the broth. Broth is key to any soup, or even if it's a creamy soup. That is definitely the key because it helps with anything else that you put in it. But when it came to this New England clam chowder,
Okay, are you all right?
Is that I like stuff in my soup. And so I tried, I know my throat. Sorry, guys.
Give her a second. Okay, now
It's all good.
now my sound went out on my headphones. This is just a weird day. Why does this always happen to us? It's so perfect.
No idea.
It was so perfect. And then okay. Are my headphones on? No.
So anyway, so I made this clam chowder and I thought, okay, if you're really going to try and make it like they did in Boston or New England, use real clams. Oh, I tell you people, that is a lot of work. And this little clam in this little shell, and when you take out the clam, I'm like, you use all of this because this part doesn't look so great. And when you cut off that part, you have like this little itty piece of clam. So if you want to go access to a lot of clams and they're fresh and things like that, or you can find frozen clams, I think, too, at some of your markets. But I think the canned
The chopped canned ones were the best.
chopped clams in a can are really good, but realize half of it is juice. So incorporate that juice within your new clam chowder.
Yeah.
So it was really good.
Delish. Okay.
Hi, Amy. You need to reconnect your mic real quick.
Me?
Yeah, I couldn't hear.
Hello?
I don't know.
There. Got it.
Are you guys good?
Yes. You're back. Okay, I just have to say,
Well, everyone
we
else
were-
heard me.
we were
I think.
early today. We were totally prepared. We waited because we had all of our stuff together. And then during this is when we had the issue. We cannot have one perfect show.
But you know what? We have hope. We have hope that one day we will.
Yeah. Hallelujah. Okay.
So anyway, if any of you guys are interested, we do it on social media. We put out a post that says, "Hey, if anyone wants to do like a little, it's a fun thing. It's
Yeah.
you guys are probably all really great cooks, so it's not like I'm probably going to say anything earth-shattering in this cooking thing, but it's just a really fun time, and I share a recipe, and I ask you guys about food and recipes and what you guys do and what you like. So
It's like
if
a
you're
personal.
interested and we do a post, yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. So, all right. Well, let's get to our third and kind of final story before I give out the code.
Well,
for
wait a
our-
minute. People need to say congratulations.
Not yet.
Oh, I thought so. Oh dear.
You see this? It's a script. It's
But
to
I
help
thought
us
we were
stay on
ending
track.
pretty soon.
Not yet.
Oh, brothers. I hope
I
y'all
love
can
you.
hear me now.
Yes, I love you, Amy. You're so, I love you so much.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes. I
Okay,
can
they
hear.
say they can't hear me. I think
Try
they can hear
now.
me now.
Yeah, they can hear you now. You had to reconnect. Okay. A lot of people have commented, and I think this will kind of start it out. And after this, then we'll do the keyword for the contest.
Do we have more questions?
Well, I think we need to talk. This is a question from Instagram.
Oh, okay.
It's from I Love Disney Christmas on Instagram. Asks, so sorry to hear about Felix. Are you going to get another buddy to love? Can you share your story about Felix? I know it's hard, but I think people want to know.
Yeah, that was a oh, guess who just showed up? Hang on, guys. If I take my microphone off, can everyone still hear me? Okay, just wave.
Squeeze him in. Tell him to.
Oh,
Tell him
he's
to-
in. Oh yeah, there you
No.
go on Instagram. See Instagram right there.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
over here, babe. Yeah.
Oh, hey, Chris.
Hi.
Look at the happy newlyweds. Oh.
Yeah, he just came back because I was doing this. He had some errands to do, and I won't have time to really cook. So guess what? It is Thursday pizza night.
Ooh.
But anyway, in regards to Felix, yeah, he passed away 2 days before the wedding, and it was
Heart-wrenching.
probably one of the hardest things that I had to do in a long time. Um, I had to let him go, and with 2 days before the wedding at 6 a.m. on a Thursday, I was like, how do I grieve for this animal that has been such a significant part of my life, helped me get through divorce. He's been around for 5 years in Chris's world when we were dating and
Yeah.
everything. And it was just really hard. And so, no, I didn't post that right away. I just wanted some time um, just
Process.
really appreciate how significant a pet and an animal can be, and how each one of us has to take that in to whatever we think we need to do. And we miss that guy. I miss that guy, that little fellow, tremendously.
We're
I come
so
home
sorry.
thinking, he's going to greet me wagging that tail with that little smile on his face. And he was a good dog. I would totally recommend that if you ever wanted to get a pet, to go to your local rescue shelter and pick a dog,
Yeah.
because they need a
He was
great
your
home.
soul mate. He
Yeah,
was so, you were his person. Let's put
yeah,
it that way.
yeah,
You were his person. He followed you everywhere. And
yeah,
kind of coming up the night before that happened, he was so close to you and
yeah.
just so, um,
Yeah,
I
he
know.
just suddenly took ill like 2 days prior, and it was so fast. I was like, I have sadness on one moment, but I have the most joyous moment coming
Yeah.
in my life. It was hard. So like I said, I took time, and I was doubtful whether I wanted to post anything on my social media, but I
Yeah.
also wanted, and I'm not one to, how should I say, um, be too emotional on social media. I
Um,
just think,
vulnerable.
I
That
guess,
you're very,
vulnerable.
yeah. You,
And so, it just took me a while, but I feel for everyone who's lost that pet, because he was only 6 years old. Felix was only 6.
I
And I
know.
thought for sure I'd have him till he was like 10, maybe 12 years old. And so, in regards to getting another pet, Chris and I decided that we'd wait for a little bit,
Yeah.
maybe get through
Yeah.
the winter. We've got a big road trip happening in June, going to Alaska on the motorcycle. So that's
Wow.
like going to be huge.
Yeah.
And so we thought maybe if there's an animal out there that just kind of spoke to us, a rescue animal, that we would probably get one after we got back next year.
That's a good, that's a good way. And there's so many animal shelters that need, the animals
Yeah.
need rescuing. So
And it's not
that's,
only dogs, it's cats too. I mean, I like dogs. I prefer a dog. I don't go walking as much because my buddy isn't with me.
yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so
It's, and isn't it weird how like you look around and think they're right around the corner or
yeah,
still in your home? Like,
yeah,
so I lost my cat last week
yeah,
after 14 years. I had to let
yeah,
him go. And again, they're part of our life, our fabric of our
yeah.
family, our, so it's a tough
It
time,
is
but
tough. I never thought, and I think this animal had, this family member of mine that
yeah,
happens to be an animal, Felix. I think it was so much harder than all of the other animals that I've had in my life that we had to let go.
because I chose him and I think he
Mhm.
chose me.
He
Because
did.
originally, when I went to the animal shelter, you know how they have all the pictures up there, and I thought, okay, I'll see about this dog, this puppy. And when I went there, well, as it can happen, that puppy was gone and everything, and Felix was part of that litter.
Oh,
And I thought, well, I'll check him. I'll check him
yeah,
out, see,
yeah.
how he responds and everything. So I went into the little cage, and not the little cage, but the little
Area,
guarded
corral.
area thing. And I don't know, he just came right up to me and I held him. And, it's
Oh,
not like he was afraid or intimidated. And I just thought, you know what? You look like you'll be a good little fella. And his name
yes.
was Felix at the shelter. And so I kept that
Oh, it
name because,
was. I
oh,
didn't
yeah,
know that.
because
Oh,
I kind of like those nerdy names, for a
he
pet.
that totally
And
suited him.
yeah.
And the first time you brought him over as a puppy, came over and had dinner with us,
Oh, yeah.
and he was stuck to you like glue.
Oh, yeah.
Again, you were his
Yeah.
person. He truly, truly loved you and was connected to you.
Yeah,
So,
so I miss that little guy a lot. And my good friend Deb, who is probably on here, I so appreciated her. She was so willing each and every time that
yeah,
I flew back home to
she loved
Michigan.
you.
She would watch Felix. If Chris and I had to go someplace and something, she would watch Felix. Um, and so I very much appreciated her, and I know she misses that little guy a lot too.
Well,
So
and I think once the special comes out, there were a lot of tears going on, and it was
yeah,
tears of joy for you and Chris, but there were also some tears of sadness for
yeah.
Felix. So you'll see that, and
So
it
I thought
doesn't
I
say, but
so at the time I thought I'd post something and just let people know because you know
yeah,
I think there's a lot of pet lovers out there, and
of
I'm
course.
a big fan of rescue dogs or rescue animals.
Yeah, that's
So
excellent. Well, we're kind of coming to the close. Just wanted to see kind of what we're cooking this month. You're doing the fruit in season or apples, pears, pumpkin. So you made a pumpkin cheesecake. You've done the apple, pear,
I
cranberry
might make
tart.
an apple bunt cake.
Ooh, I
And I
want that
know,
recipe.
if you go to Amy Roloff's Little Kitchen, I do have like an apple cake that is kind of like I'm gonna say just a one layer thing, but I'm
Mhm.
gonna make kind of like this apple spice bourbon
Ooh,
maple
bourbon
drizzle
maple. Okay, I'm over there.
over an apple bundt cake. So I don't know.
I'm
I
over
have to think
there.
on that.
Yum. Okay.
Oh yeah, here's
Well,
someone who went to the farm and remembered Rocky. Yeah, he
oh,
was a good dog too.
oh
Rocky
my
was an
gosh.
absolutely good dog.
Rocky
Yeah,
went from person to person and took all the
yeah.
pets he could get, snacks at the tables where the concessions were. He
Oh yeah.
he worked that farm. He knew.
Oh, he
He
did.
was amazing. Yeah, you've had some
And we were
beautiful
always
pets.
hesitant to let Rocky, wander like that because a big dog, people are intimidated. I know I am
But
because you just
yeah,
don't know, how big dogs will react. And
yeah.
then,
No, he was
and
a gentle
Felix
Felix.
would wander around. But the thing I worried about Felix being such a small dog, number one, is someone going to take him,
Right.
and number two was he like going to get hurt, like eating all this stuff that
Well,
people would want to feed him? I'm like,
yeah, you
no.
couldn't. No, you
So
couldn't put him out like you did
yeah,
Rocky. Rocky
yeah,
was selective. He didn't like just eat everything, and
yeah.
but
So I
yeah.
often kept Felix on a leash if
Oh
I
yeah,
brought him to pumpkin
definitely,
season. Yeah.
definitely, definitely. Well,
So
cool.
anyway,
Well, do we have any more shout outs? My chat box got closed. I don't know how, so I'm leaving it up to you, Amy, to maybe do a few
okay.
more
Well, you
shout
know
outs.
what? We've got still a lot of Hermosa. I think that's a area down in Southern California, the beach or whatever.
Hermosa Beach.
Um, Someone said I tried 2 times to order a candle, but it would not let me check out. So we'll check
Try,
into.
yeah, email me at arlittlekitchen@gmail.com, and I will help you do that. I'll help you get it ordered.
So if anyone's trying to order something, or especially the candle, email Lisa at arlittlekitchen@gmail.com.
And it's on the screen right now. You can see
Oh
it.
yeah.
Thanks,
Oh
Naveed.
yeah.
Woohoo!
But we have Florida. We have Atlanta, Georgia. Door County, Wisconsin. We've got
Ooh,
Vancouver, Canada on IG, South Carolina.
love it.
Um, we have Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Um, let's see, Livonia, Michigan. Oh my God.
That's
Livonia,
right.
Michigan is Westland Livonia is where I grew up and went high school and
Sweet.
everything. So we
Sweet.
got Beaver Falls, New York, Conway, South Carolina,
Love it.
Nebraska. We got Ohio, Columbus, Ohio. We have New York. We have Shelbyville or Shelby, Kentucky. Um, we got Ohio, New York, Pennsylvania,
Oh,
North Attleboro, Massachusetts,
ooh,
St. Louis, Missouri, Newberry, Michigan. I know exactly where you're at. New Jersey, Greenbrier, Tennessee. You guys, thank you so much for joining us
thank
today.
you. Yes.
It was a little bit about wedding. It was a little about fall. I just the I don't know the exact date because I don't think they know, but there's a good chance and a possibility that the wedding special is going to be airing sometime in November. So keep
Yes.
checking in with TLC or Discovery Network if you're on there streaming, um, and watching, some of the other programs there. But
What's the magic word? We want to give, yes.
congratulations.
So the word congratulations, go ahead and put that in your chat. And we are going to start the contest. And we have somebody that will be
Well,
giving
it's
me,
not really a contest. If you type in
no,
congratulations, we'll pick out some people and you'll get, I don't know, I hope you enjoy it. I
yes,
love these little glasses.
I love them too. And Chris did a great
Oh,
job.
and by the way, in this glass right now is our signature drink from our wedding.
Oh, it is? And
Oh,
what was
gosh,
it?
yes.
What
Pardon?
was it? What is your signature drink?
Well, you know what? If you watch the episode, really watch TLC because what they're going to do is, I don't know for sure. And if they don't do it, on our next live, I will give you the recipe. But they're going to give you the recipe of Chris and I making our signature drink. So that would be kind of fun.
And that was already on an episode of making it, right? That was
I don't
right.
know. I think they're doing it before the
I'm
wedding episode
confused.
airs. I can't remember.
I can't, yeah, I thought they did that. They did show oh,
I
with Rick and
I don't think so.
Veronica.
That is part of this. I don't know,
Oh,
but anyway,
we can't remember. That was so
you guys
long
will get it.
ago. Yeah.
So someone from Facebook, IG, Twitter, and YouTube will get this.
Yep. And we've got somebody pulling those names here as we'll do a few
Yeah, because it's
more
not Lisa and I,
minutes.
that's for sure.
What?
I said it's not you and I, it's someone else, that is for
Right,
sure.
not us. Yeah.
So
So
just
keep writing
we've got
congratulations.
Northwest Arkansas and let's see here. We got, boy, thank you guys so much. I tell you, when you're in a relationship and you want to say yes and I do, it is the most wonderful, wonderful thing. I love that man to no end. We're different, but yet we just work.
Very compatible. Very
Yeah.
compatible. Yeah. Yeah.
We have
It's been
Indianapolis that says congratulations. How about,
woohoo.
oh, Sandusky, Michigan. I know where that is too. We have
Yeah.
Alabama. Um, we have North Carolina. Oh, no, I am not going to Hawaii at the end of October. I think someone said they may come to the farm October 30th. I will be there dressed in, I don't know what costume. So if
Oh
you guys
yeah.
do come to the farm who are local or maybe traveling, I will be there and who knows what I'll be.
I'm gonna try
Chris
and
says,
come out too.
well, Chris says I can't have any more costumes because we don't have enough room in our garage. I already have 2 containers, and
Of costumes. I could see
almost
that.
I could almost have a third, so I might have to squeeze that into my other fall bucket.
Hey, girls have to have options,
I
right? We always say
know.
that. We need options.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't feel like the costume from 1979.
We
You
have
want a new
Kokomo,
one.
Indiana. We have Minneapolis. Hi from Michigan again. Oh man, I love my home state. I may go back in January to see my dad. So hopefully I'll be able to get, Louisville, Kentucky, Saskatchewan.
Ooh,
Hey, Canada, I've been there. We have Arkansas. Thank you guys so much for tuning into our live chat. I
yeah.
so appreciate that.
Well, so far we have Tina Danhausen from Facebook, who is a winner of one of the mugs. So please email me at arlittlekitchen@gmail.com. And on YouTube, we have Anita Brown.
Someone is
Again,
asking me where I got these, and I'm not sure if it's from Amazon or from Etsy. I really did. You know what? If you guys have a chance to go on Etsy, I didn't realize how, man, there's a lot of creative people out there. And I got this one sign. In fact, I should have had the name from it. I'm so sorry. I'll have to do that in another thing. Um, I had a sign made up for Chris and I that said, Chris and Amy Merrick established, obviously,
yes.
August 2021, and it's got two hearts on the end of it. But it was done by someone from Etsy. Gosh, I'm gonna have to find that.
Why don't you go get
Uh,
it while we're waiting
no,
for the other two?
no, it's on the wall
winners?
already. I can't do that.
Oh,
That's
it
a
can't
big
come out?
ordeal because if it's on the wall, guess what, people? I gotta climb the ladder, get it
Oh,
off, climb down.
oh.
But
Did you get that? Did you post or hang the picture from Kathy Lynn?
I'm working on a frame for that.
You should
Oh,
show that. It's so
one of
cool.
the I think it's called Hometown. If you watch HGTV, I think it is at the Discovery streaming thing. Hometown. Gosh, what's their name? It's a husband and wife team. Fabulous. They're kind of really revitalizing a town in Mississippi where they're from. Anyway, they've gone out and done some other areas, but often when they redo a home, when they go into a home that someone has bought and they're going to remodel it,
Yeah.
I think her name is Erin. I want to say Erin, but I'm not sure if that's right. Anyway, she does a rendition, like a watercolor painting of what the house is going to look like. And she gives it to the family or the couple, you know.
Very
So,
cool.
very good friends of mine, Kathy Hope. Was it Kelly too, Lisa, or just Kathy?
Kelly and Kathy, I think. Yeah.
I think so. But anyway, I sent a picture to Lisa who sent it to them, and so they had like a watercolor painting done
You
of
have
my
it?
current house. And so I got to get a frame and paint that up and
Do you
put that
have
up.
that
So
by you?
it's just on the coffee table.
Yeah, go get it. So cool.
Okay,
We're
who are
just
the other
waiting for
winners?
another winner. So, congratulations to Susie Heather Tyson from Twitter. Again, reach out to me at arlittlekitchen@gmail.com and let us know you were a winner today for our live event. Yeah, it's so
So
beautiful.
yes, see, I've got to get a frame for it.
It's
Sorry the
gorgeous.
glare,
There, it
but
looks
yeah.
good. Yeah, super nice gift.
Oh my gosh, so precious, so
Yeah.
precious.
Yeah, when you
So
sent me the picture, you didn't know that was what was
no,
happening,
I'm
right?
like, what in the world do you need that for? So
Yeah, it was sweet. Well, we're just
did
waiting.
you name all the winners?
We have one more we're waiting for on
Well, we got
Instagram.
Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. Are we waiting for IG? Oh, there we
Just
go.
IG. There we go. IG at Carolyn Mills Sterling. IG at
I don't know about that. Oh yeah, Carolyn
Mills
Mills Sterling.
Sterling.
Carolyn Mills
Okay.
of Sterling.
Okay, so Facebook winner Tina Danhausen, Twitter Susie Heather Tyson, Instagram is at Carolyn Mills A Sterling, and YouTube Anita Brown. Thank you guys so much for
Yeah, thank
participating in
you.
that, and we will get your glass out shortly. Amy still needs to
So if
send.
you happen to watch the wedding special, take this cup and drink along with me.
Yes, yes. Anything else you want to add today, Amy? Just
I don't know. It's just, the fall and the holidays are coming up. I cannot believe we're almost at the end of October, and
one
this
more
holiday
week.
for me is going to go
Yeah.
by so, so fast. I've got two new grandbabies I cannot wait to meet. We're going on a honeymoon. We may go to Idaho, then Christmas, and before I know it, the new year 2022 is going to be here.
2022. I can't
I'm just
believe it.
really hoping that a lot of you guys are hanging in there during 2021 and um, just go out there and do some good things. You've
Yeah.
got a community that you're in, and if you've got the time or the resources, help someone or your friend or your family or even a stranger or a nonprofit organization and help them continue to make a difference.
Yes. And always remember to be kind, think kind, and stay kind.
Yeah. But Lisa and I enjoy this, and we always ask if there's something that you'd want us to kind of touch upon or talk about. Other than that, we just like to keep it light, keep it
Yep.
fun, and
I
trying
think
to
we
catch
have to
you.
do a
Yeah.
holiday. We do need one more before the end of the year. Have to.
So look to early December.
Yep, that sounds good. Maybe we'll do some holiday sweaters and everyone else
Yeah.
can join us, and then also look for cooking with Amy opportunities because we
Yeah.
are posting those on social media and it's
Well,
really
maybe we'll
fun.
do that maybe the first Monday in December
Oh,
or
I like that.
something.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So
All right.
anyway, you
I
guys,
think we're
thank you
good.
for joining us, and I hope you
That's
have
a
a
wrap.
wonderful weekend, a great day. Any of you that are coming out to the pumpkin farm at Roloff Farms, I hope to meet you, but rain or shine, but hey, that's fall.
With our fall sweaters.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks,
So
everybody. We
thanks,
love you.
guys.
Bye.
Bye bye.